Hi everyone, Adarsh here. So this is a continuation of the video to Lambda expression video tutorial, where earlier we have talked about many combination of use cases where a method takes an input parameter and return a value, where it doesn't take an input parameter and return a value, like those sort of combinations. So this is a last combination which I'm gonna talk about in Lambda expression, where I'm having a method which accept a multiple argument and return a value after processing on those argument. So how we can just write a Lambda expression for these sort of methods. So let's jump into the code and see how it looks like. So this is the last use case which I am talking about now. So I'm having an interface here which has a do work method which take a multiple parameters and return a value, and I'm having a work executor service which basically has a execute work method which accept the implementation for my work interface and accept two additional parameter, data1 data2, and inside that implementation it just call a do work method on the implementation of my work and passing two additional parameter, data1 and data2. So let's see first how we can write how we can provide implementation without Lambda expression here. So what we have done, we have just created a sorry work executor instance here, and it returned a value. That's why we are capturing this value into the integer data type, because we have binded it to the integer data type basically. And what we have done, we are just calling a execute work method on the instance of work executor, and we are just passing a anonymous class here. We have provided a implementation for do work method. Basically we are just adding two values, and we are just passing two additional parameters to the execute work method. So this is a first argument for execute work method, which is this one, and this second and third parameters are data1 and data2. So let's execute this piece of code and see how it looks like. So here's the return value which we have captured, and we are just printing that return value. So same sort of thing how we can just write into the Lambda expression. Let's see first. So in the Lambda expression, first what we have done, we have just created an instance of a work executor, and then we are just calling a execute work method. We are just passing formal parameters for the do work method with basically value 1, value 2, and then we have a bunch of statements here, and then we are returning a value from this method. And this is a second and third parameter for execute work method, and whatever the return we are returning from this, we are capturing into the return value by my work lambda in that variable, and I'm just printing that value. So let's execute and see how it looks like. So here's that it started, method execution started, method execution ended, and this is a return value, sum of that we have captured there. So same sort of things what I have just optimized little bit, step by step I'll go. So what I have done, I have just removed the data type from I have just removed this data type from the formal argument types here. So if I just execute, there is no change in the output. But suppose take example when we have a single line statement for this method. So what, same thing, we have just created an instance of work executor. We are just calling our execute work method on work executor instance, and then we have a formal argument for the method, and this is a method body, basically a single line statement returning value 1 plus value 2, and this is are the second and third parameter for execute work method, and whatever we are returning from there we are capturing into this, and we are just printing that here. So I'm gonna execute this piece of code and see there's a return value is 100. but same sort of thing I have optimized little bit here. I have just removed the data type, formal argument data type, and single line statement inside the curly braces, and then semicolon here, second and third parameter, and I am capturing a return value here and then printing the return value here. So there will be no change in the output basically. But further I have optimized it, and what I have done, I have just removed the curly braces and semicolon, but I have just retained the data types here for the formal argument. So you can see there is no change in the output. Same, we have just created an instance, we are just calling a method on work executor dot execute. This is a lambda expression formal argument basically, and this is a method body where we don't have a return statement as well as. So further I have optimized it, and what I have done, I have just removed the data type also, as well as the semicolon as well as the curly braces. So if I execute, there is no change in the output, but this is more optimized code in terms of writing. So I hope friends this will help you to understand the variation in the lambda expression, how we can just write a lambda expression in the different variation. So I'll come up with some more video tutorial on JDK8, like streams, parallel streams, sequential streams, or we have a predicate and then map, reduce, hell lot of things we have in JDK8. So I'll come up with small short videos so that you can understand the concept and use the technology in the efficient way. Till then, take care, bye, and please do subscribe my channel, and leave comments if you have anything for me to improve these video tutorial. Thanks in advance for everyone. Take care, bye.